Hi everyone, I hope you're well. Just wanted to get on quickly and kind of just let you know about what I've just recently been going through in terms of seminars and stuff like that. So yesterday I actually attended a Dr. DeMartini seminar on was it Your Thoughts Determine Your Destiny. And I'm not too sure how many of you guys know about Dr. Martini, but if you don't know about him and you want to kind of understand how to live a life which is very fulfilling to you, then I would certainly recommend that at least you go onto his website and check out some of the free resources and see how he speaks and all that kind of stuff, because I think he's got a really good way of, in some ways, kind of talking about a lot of the esoteric and new agey manifestation, your purpose, life purpose sort of stuff, but in a very scientific and grounded way. He is a doctor, so a lot of the times he does speak from in terms of how the brain works. So what he says, the executive center of the brain compared to the amygdala, which is more of the reptilian brain, and how everything works there. So for people who aren't I guess esoterically inclined and want a bit more of a grounding, then Dr. DeMartini, I feel, is actually really, really good for that. And the other thing is, for those that really like processes and, steps and how to do certain things, he's great for that because he actually offers you all these processes. So if you're more of a left brain thinker, which is more logical, analytical, organized sort of thing, then Dr. DeMartini can really help there. But I wanted to talk to you about the one thing that he harps on about a lot, which is around your values and determining what your highest values are and all that kind of stuff. Because essentially, if you are living your life by your highest values, then it means that your life's going to be a lot more fulfilling. And you're going to attract all that sort of stuff. And he said, any time that you spend your time on things which are of a lesser value to you, then you're actually devaluing yourself. Whereas if you're actually spending time and doing things on things that are of the most value to you, then you're really stepping up into alignment with what you're doing, and then you get the energy and motivation, you just keep going, and that's what you continue to attract. So I thought that was really interesting because, for those people who have certain addictions, whether it's to video games, to food, to alcohol, or whatever like that, he says it's because, and we kind of already know this, it's because we're trying to fill a particular void, because we don't really feel fulfilled in our life, i.e. we don't know what our highest values are, and therefore we don't know how to act in accordance with those highest values in order to get it. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. So the more that we fill our time with less priority, less value stuff, which could very well mean for some people, for me, sometimes I just for me, low value stuff means that I procrastinate a lot. So, the procrastination comes in, and I just, instead of doing things, I'd just rather spend, and I guess in a way waste my energy doing things like just watching TV series or playing games to pass time instead of actually focusing on the things that I should be. So that kind of was a slap in the face to me, going, hey, get your ass into gear, you know what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime, so go out and bloody do it. Sort of thing. So yeah, I'm just going to take a look at my notes to see if there's any other gems, because it's got quite a couple of really amazing gems. Yeah, and he said that your purpose in life is the expression of your highest value. So, kind of, if you've got time, go onto the DeMartini website, which is Dr. DeMartini, DeMartini.com, and do the exercise to determine your values. It's like a 13 question sort of, actually I think it's more than 13 questions. It's 13 times 3. So whatever that is. 39 questions, and that will kind of help show you where you put your priorities in life. And so then you can determine things like, I know he says it's really funny, he kind of says that he hates cooking, and so he's now 65. He pretty much has not cooked for himself since he was 24 years old, because that's just not on his high priorities. His high priority is actually to teach people, and so he'd rather spend his time teaching than doing something that he hates, which is cooking. So, and then he goes, if it's on your less priority, then delegate it. So it's kind of like, if you hate cleaning, freaking delegate it. Might cost a little bit of money, but then that allows you to then focus on something that, focus on fulfilling your purpose, which then brings in the money, which then means that you can afford to pay the cleaner. Do you know what I mean? You can kind of see that cycle which is going around, sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else he's got in here. And so he also said that when you're pursuing and living by your highest values, you're actually much more objective in terms of the pros and cons, and you're okay with challenges because you kind of know that the challenges are there to help push you, to reach that high value and get better and better and better at it, sort of thing. And so you welcome the challenge, you welcome the stress. And it's kind of like when you're there, you've got the balance, you've got the pros and the cons, you've got the stress, but you've also got the relaxation as well. But when you're in the lower value, it becomes much more subjective, and when it's much more subjective as opposed to objective, there's more of an imbalance. So you tend to lean to one side without really looking at what the other side is doing, and kind of, I guess, really blindsiding yourself from the other side as well. So it's just interesting. The more that you kind of focus on what you're here to do, then it's a lot easier for you to make decisions and push through things. And I guess you can take that also in terms of business. So if you know what the purpose of your business is, what the values are for your business, then all of your decisions are made based on those values. Lots of people tend to leave workplaces because the values of the workplace are not in line with your own values, sort of thing. And you tend to stay in places where the values are in alignment. So yeah, it's quite very, 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 very interesting. Let's see if there's anything else I want to say on this. Yeah, so going back to the whole addiction sort of thing, he says addiction and consumerism is a symptom of unfulfilled highest values. So take that in a little bit and see how you kind of go from there. And what I really like is you can't make a difference fitting in, but you can make a difference by standing out. So again, it's don't try to be part of the masses. You're here for a particular reason. We're all unique. And so just be unique. There's no point in being a sheep. Be the shepherd. There's a lot of meaning into that, so you take in what kind of works with you, sort of thing. But yeah, I just thought I'd come on to quickly talk to you about that, and also know that the DeMartini tool, it's online, and it's always good to check back in with it. He reckons you do it every 90 days because your values change constantly, and so again, it's also a sign to say that it's okay to change. You don't have to stick on the same path if it's not working for you. Right? Everything's always changing. I think there's some saying which kind of says the only constant thing in life is change. So that kind of I guess adds some more argument to that particular saying. Alright, so I'm going to leave it here, and I hope you're all well, and I'll be back soon with some more things to say. Okay, bye.